we have to draw this because honestly, even for me, it took me a while to really grasp it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now we are going to start chapter 8. Okay. Now let's talk about the problem that chapter 8 would fix for us. Okay, let's talk about what chapter 8 is going to fix for us. Okay, let's talk about what chapter 8 is going to fix for us. Let's say that's the problem we have, right? You guys notice that every time when we want to restore a database, we have to restore first, right? This is what I told you guys. You restore the data file, right? You restore, then you recover, then you open the database, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But here, what if you're dealing with a 50 gigabyte data file or a 100 gigabyte data file, right? Or what if you lose a whole table space and in the table space you have 200 gigabytes? That's a lot, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
To give you guys an idea, right? We are dealing with 2.5 gigabyte database right now. You guys know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're usually dealing with 2 gigabyte databases. But you have data files that are 20 times bigger than that. So can you imagine the time it would take to recover a data file like system? And sometimes system might be critical, but you might also have other data files critical. You might have, let's say for example, you work for Walmart, right? And the table space that takes let's say the customer's information, that has the customer's information, for example, is in a different table space, let's say users, right? Or customers table space. And can you imagine you lose some of those data files? Can you imagine the impact that it would have? So that's something that is critical. As soon as you lose it, or there is any type of media failure, you have to restore and recover, right? But the thing is, if you take too long to restore and recover, there might be some downtime, or some customers might not be able to have access to their data, right? Yeah. So the fix of chapter 8 is basically how do you prevent downtime when you quickly need to restore and recover a data file or a table space, right? Now, Arman came up with a really nice feature. Thank you, Arman, right? And the feature is basically that you can turn a copy into a live location, right? You can turn a backup file into a live location file, so that all the restoring process is gone. The only thing we have to deal with is the recovery process. Are you following?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yes. And you guys know that recovery takes a while. So if we skip the recovery process, we'll only be dealing with if we skip the restoration process, we'll only be dealing with the recovery. Are we good? So the only downtime you will have, even if you lose system, would only be less than 2 minutes. Just the time to recover, and that's it. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then once you're done restoring, you can move the file back to the live location. You can turn the copy into the live location. So we will see that right now. Okay. So using Arman to perform recovery. Sorry. You guys can stop me at any time if you have any question. So the objectives, after completing this lesson, you should be able to use Arman to switch to image copies for fast recovery, perform point-in-time recovery, and database duplication. Okay, I'm sure that you guys saw the assignment, today's assignment, right? For the weekend. And you have all of it. You have switch to copy and all that, and also creating global scripts and local scripts. Okay, database duplication. Okay, so performing point-in-time recovery and database duplication. So let's start. Armand switch data file to copy. Files recovery area. Okay, we guys already know the files recovery area. So is the disk location to automate management for Oracle database, backup, and recovery related files. Okay, so what are the files that you guys know are located in the FRA?
Upload.
Archive logs, right? What else?
Flashback logs.
Flashback logs, right?
The backup set.
The redo log.
Backup set, the redo, yeah, you mean archive logs, Marie? Yeah, archive logs. I mean, archive logs are have redo information in them. It's just that they're archived. They're archive redo logs, yeah.
The control file.
Yes, the backup of the control file, right. Backup set, image copies, right. So you guys know what we have in the FRA already. Good, I'm glad. Okay, now let's move on. Armand switch data file to copy. How about switching to a backup copy? Steps to switch. Make data file offline. Okay, so how do you switch? First, you put it offline. So this is basically the same we did in chapter 5, except that here it's a bit, I mean, we use Armand basically. So you put the data file offline, like we did, right? You switch it to copy. That one we didn't do. What we did was we restored and then we recovered. But here, instead of restoring, you switch to copy so that the copied file would become the live location file, right? Like we did for the cloning, right? We turned the backup location into a live location of the clone database, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we recover and then we bring it back online. So it looks familiar, right?
Yes.
The only step that is different is switch to copy using. As a DBA, right, you want to make sure you have minimal downtime. That's a very important part of the
I have a
job.
question.
Go ahead.
Is this like an automatic, is it automatic? Can you like configure it to do it automatically? Like in case you have downtime and you're not available, can it like switch the copy to the live location and, you know?
Yes, you can enable it.
Okay.
We will be creating scripts that would be run, also cron tab. But normally you should get an alert as a DBA. That's the thing with the DBA, you will get an alert. You should get an alert if data file if something crashes, and you should be available within the next minutes, like literally, to fix it.
Emerald,
Yes.
excuse me, madam. You say the difference here to chapter 5 is here alter database data file offline and the switch data file to copy.
Right.
Can you explain just a little bit more, please?
Sure. Here we put it offline,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like we did in chapter 5.
Yes.
Right? When you were crashing our databases on purpose.
Exactly.
Right? So you put it offline first. The difference here is that, okay, I want you guys to have in mind that you're not dealing with a 100 megabyte file, because you see that restoring is fast. So you're like, whatever, I can just restore, right? But I want you to think about, you have one data file that is 20 times bigger than our current database.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't have it in mind, it might be hard to be like, oh, why not just restore, right? Do you see how long it takes for system to be restored, right?
Yes.
So imagine a data file 10 times bigger than your system, or 20 times. And really, this is what people are dealing with at work. I've seen it yesterday. So you're dealing with 40 gigabytes, they're just one data file. And the whole table space is offline, or is crashed, for example. So you're dealing with 40 gigabytes times 5. So 200 gigabytes. What will you do? Will you restore 500 gigabytes like that, 200 gigabytes like that? Or to prevent failure, right? The database to crash, you would just switch to copy. Because I remind you that if it's a data file as long as it's not system or undo, the database will still be up, right?
Yeah.
But as the DBA, you need to move fast to switch to copy and then to recover. Because if data keeps coming into something that doesn't exist, the customers won't be able to have access to their data because it's gone. It's not there physically. Are we good?
I have a question.
Yes.
So how many copies are you allowed to have? Because just imagine you switch to copy, then you have another crash. What happens then? And you're not done recovering the other one.
What happens if you switch to copy, like your copy crashes too?
Yep.
Well, it means that it wasn't a good copy then. Because if it was a good, like you perform an image copy backup of the database while it was up and functioning, why would the copy fail?
No, I mean like if you have 2 crashes back to back.
Oh, back to back?
Yeah.
Normally, as soon as you switch to copy, right?
Yeah.
You should do another backup of that copy data file, at least.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
As soon as you switch to copy, you should copy that data file as well to copy. And when you copy it, you give it the name of the previous name that it has in the main data, in the live location of the database. We'll be doing that.
Okay.
So that indeed, in case it crashed, you would still be able to recover. It's always good to think about worst case scenarios so that we can have an idea of what actually, on how to get yourself out of. This is literally why there are DBAs, right? If it was just an easy job, everybody would be doing it, but it's because what do you do in times of trouble? What do you do? How do you fix it? How do you recover? And trust me, trouble comes a lot, right? All the time trouble comes, and as a DBA, you should be able to fix it. And I know that you guys would easily be able to fix those problems, right? So instead of restoring, you want to switch to copy so that you don't spend too much time on restoration. You can worry about restoration tomorrow. Let's say, okay, let me give you an example. I want you guys to say it like you're dealing with a table space of 500 gigabytes, like gigabytes, half a terabyte, right? That's huge. That's a lot. And you're busy. Let's say you're on vacation or something, and you get an alert that, okay, your table space is off, is gone, basically, or is crashed, or something is happening. As a DBA, what you can do, maybe it's midnight or it's 2 a.m. What you can do is quickly come to Arman, switch data file 4 to copy, switch data file. You can put 4,5,6, right, to copy, and then recover the data file, and then put it online, and that you can go back to sleep. And tomorrow, you can worry about, right, the next day, you can worry about recovering the data file, right, and then bring it back to where it was before. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
But if you didn't do that, you would have to stay awake for hours for the time to restore. I'm telling you that the imports that people are doing at work, the import takes the whole day. Import takes the whole day just to import, export. It takes the whole day. Can you imagine? and they are doing import export all the time, like twice a week, right? So you cannot just afford to be spending too much time on stuff. Like, you can, if you want to, if you have easy solutions but it gives the same end result, just use it. You just switch to copy, you recover the file, and you put it back online, and that's it. You can go back to sleep. The next day, you can always come back, restore the data files, and then switch them back to copy. You see? Okay. Okay, this is when we are going to work on that also today, performing a point in time recovery. Okay, let's say right now it's 6:53, right? Your database crashes at 6:55. You know that your database was up and running at 6:53, right? You know that. Now, what do? Instead of not being sure, okay, at what time was the backup again? You're not sure, right? At what time was it up? If you know that at that time, the database was up, you know that, okay, I remember that at that time, the database was up, you can restore the database to a point in time. This is not resetting the database to the previous incarnation. It's still the same database. It's still the same incarnation, right? It's just that you're bringing it back maybe 30 minutes earlier, or 40 minutes earlier, or 60 minutes earlier. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So perform server manage point in time recovery by doing the following. Determine the target point of the restore. So there are multiple ways to determine the target point. You have the SCN number, you have the time, you have the restore point, and you have the log sequence number. We are familiar with sequence number, right? You have the log sequence number. You can restore the database to the point when the log switch took place. So after the log switch, it will bring you back to that specific point in time. When, to let's say sequence 43, it would bring you back to sequence 43, sequence 58. You can also check the SCN, right? I think in DB1 we did that, right? You guys remember?
The STN.
Yeah, the SCN.
Yeah, we saw the STN and DB1.
Okay, so you can go back to the SCN. It's select current underscore SCN from Vidula database. I think it's definitely in the Vidula database. If you describe it, you should see SCN, and then you just select the SCN, and then you should have the exact SCN at the specific time, right? And you will do a point in time recovery to that SCN. The good thing with SCN is that it will bring you to the second, right? That's also the good thing with time. It will bring you back to the specific second, right? Are we good?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then you want to set the NLS, environment variable, appropriately. Okay, NLS is basically for national language support. For example, for time, right? When you put the time, you put the day, the year, the hour, whatever, the month, the year, and all that. So after putting time, right, you put set date, time, then you want to specify the format of the time. If you started with the year, which you can if you want, if you can start with the year, you can start with the month, you can start with the day. So based on the order that you use, you can choose the format 24 hours, just like you can use the format 12 hours. So based on the format that you use, this is what they mean by set the NLS environment variable appropriately, right? Then you can mount the database, and you can prepare to run a run block, and it puts, so you restore the database until that specific point in time. Why you're here? You're here? Yeah. Set until restore and recover, right? Open the database in read-only mode and verify that the recovery point is what you wanted. Now open the database using reset logs. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We'll be doing that. Okay. We'll be doing that. Okay. Database duplication cloning. Okay. So for that part, we'll be mainly worried about it on Wednesday. Okay, on Monday. We'll start it on Monday. There are two types of cloning. There is active duplication and there is the backup-based duplication. One is based on the backup and the other one doesn't use any backup. It just uses information from one database to the other. Okay, here you can see that the database duplication or cloning is the same. This is Arman cloning, but it's also called Arman duplication, right? If it's not clear at any time, please stop me, right? At any time, stop me. Okay, I know this is not easy at first when you see it at first, but I know you guys are smart. You guys will understand it like candy, right? Okay.
Question.
So, yes, sure.
Okay, so the previous slide we're talking about point in time recovery.
Yes.
When you do a point in time recovery, is that just like all the databases? Like for instance, right now we have multiple databases on our server. Like, does it take the whole server, or is just the databases, individual databases?
What do you mean?
I mean, like.
For point in time? Oh, no. It's only for the database. Yes.
Only, okay. That's what I thought. All right.
It's only for the database, unfortunately. Yes. Are you good? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Database duplication, cloning. Unless you backed up, no, it's only for the database. Okay, database duplication and cloning. Catalog database. Okay, so you will basically get the information from the catalog database, right? And it would be sent to the target. It would use the target database to create, it would use the backup and the information from the target database to literally create an auxiliary database. So you guys see how we do cloning, right? What we've been doing so far when cloning. You notice that we create the P file, right, of the target database. This is the auxiliary database. It's the same as target. Okay, here it looks confusing. Okay, so here we have the new auxiliary database. Okay, this is basically when we clone, right? This is the source database from what we are used to do, right? This is the source, and this is the target database. This is the new database that will be created. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay.
But when you connect to Arman, you connect to Arman with that database. You connect to Arman with the target, with the source database, right? And from the source database, you will create the auxiliary database. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the source database, and this is the target database. But this is the database we connect to. We connect to the target. We connect to that database. I want to speak in terms that we are familiar with already.
Excuse me, Mary.
Yes.
You say we connect to the target database. So here is the source database. Target here means the source database.
Okay.
And then
Exactly.
you connect it to the catalog at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Connects to the catalog to get the information from the catalog, and it uses the backup to create the new database, the auxiliary database, which would be the target database, right? So this is the database that will be created. This is the auxiliary database. But considering the fact that to create that database, right, we connect to the source database. So that's why we call it the target database. I don't know if you guys know that every time you connect to Arman, it says connected to target database, right?
Yes.
And then it put the name, okay. So in order to do that cloning, right, we first have to connect to that database, and it's from that database that will create the auxiliary database, which would be the other database, the target database. Are we good? Okay.
Hey, Mary.
Yes.
So actually, we're getting all the information to create the database from the catalog, right? From the catalog database.
Okay. In that specific case, right, in the database duplication, we use the backup information, right?
Yeah.
We use the catalog information, yes, to create a database, basically. Are we good? So it's like the cloning that we've been doing, except that Arman takes care of it.
But Emerald, this backup, is it the backup coming from the recovery catalog?
This backup should be listed in the recovery catalog, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it can be an old backup if you want. It can be an old backup, it doesn't matter, right? As long as it's listed in the recovery catalog, it would use it to back up, to create a new database that looks like that. But that backup would not be turned into a live location, right? It would still be a backup.
Okay.
Are we good? Okay.
Question. So is the target database a point of connection between the auxiliary and the catalog?
A point of connection?
Yeah, I don't understand.
You know, the auxiliary database doesn't exist yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we know that the target database, this is like the source database, right? Is registered in that catalog. Go with that. And that source database has a backup.
Yes.
So Arman will use the backup, right?
Yes.
And the metadata from the recovery catalog to create a new database.
To the auxiliary.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Mary, just to be sure. So the comment that we will use here is going to be Arman target / catalog.
Exactly.
And then the username and the
password. Yes.
Okay. So you have just to be in the environment of the source database.
Exactly.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Oh. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next. 11J new feed. Don't worry. The more you do it, you'll see that. Okay. Also, you guys know that Arman cannot connect to a database that is completely shut down, right? Arman wouldn't be able to see it. So we would have to create a P file and then start the instance in order to duplicate, right? So we need to have a P file and then start the duplication process. Are we good? And we also have, for that one, we have to put the other database in the TNS names. We have to, because when we connect to the duplication, we connect actually to both databases and to the catalog at the same time. We'll be doing that. Assignment 8 is due on Wednesday, right? It's not due on Monday, it's due on Wednesday. And we'll be doing spending time on chapter 8 until Wednesday. And then on Friday, we'll start chapter 9. Okay, 11G new features on Arman duplication. 2 types of duplication. So you have backup based we rely on the backup, and we have active base. Active base doesn't rely on any backup. It's just take the information from one database to create a new one. So there is no backup involved, right? Backup-based duplication, only backups are needed, and active duplication, target and auxiliary database connections are needed, but backups are not needed. Are we good?
That makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
It makes sense right now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm glad it does. Don't worry, guys. This is the hardest part. This what we are doing right now. The Arman duplication, even chapter 5, the cloning, all of those are already like part of the harder things in DB2. And then after chapter 9, everything else is really easy. It's no big deal. So work a lot on those. Like, they are the hardest ones to do. The other one, you can just literally just script it, use the script. Okay, but that one, even with a script, if you don't understand it, you won't be able to do it. Backup-based duplication without a target database. New auxiliary database, catalog database, backup. Okay, you can see that in that case, we use the backup, we get the information from the catalog to create the new auxiliary database, right? To create the catalog, the target database. So auxiliary is like the same as target. You can use both. I mean, in Arman, it's not the same, but in other environment, you can say source target. But here we have the target or the source, and you have the auxiliary database. So this is a different way. In that specific case, you can see that we connect directly to the auxiliary database. So we are not connecting to the target database, to the source database, right? So we connect directly to the auxiliary, and you see that we connect auxiliaries. So when you specify connect auxiliary, you're specifying that, okay, this is an auxiliary instance. And then you connect to the catalog. Okay, that one can be in one Arman statement. Connect auxiliary / catalog, right? And then duplicate target database to clone database. So duplicate target database to clone database. Yes, another thing is with that one is that the system password, the sys password of the target database and of the auxiliary database have to be the same. So you need to copy the password file. That's a very, very important step, is to copy the password file. Because if you connect the auxiliary database, it will give you an error. Unfortunately, I know some of you will have that error. Cannot connect, password unknown, logon denied and stuff, because we forgot to copy the password file. So your auxiliary instance, the sys doesn't exist in the first place, so you don't have a password, right? But you can pretend having one by copying the password file from the target to the source database. Are you following? Okay, it will make sense. Oh my God.
Copy the password file.
Yes, you have to copy the password file.
Can you but you say it has to be the same password, so do you still have
yes, it has to be the same password. Yes.
So is copying the password file like necessary if you put the same password?
No, you cannot even open the database yet. The cloning has not even started.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yeah.
So this is before duplicating. duplicate is like cloning the database, right? Duplicate target database to clone database. So here we are literally doing the cloning. So that's before doing the cloning, you want to connect to Arman. You guys know that you cannot connect to Arman as any user. Either you connect to Arman as sys, or you connect to Arman as the recovery catalog.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just connect to Arman as HR identified by HR. It won't go through unless you give HR the CCBA privilege. You guys know that, right? You guys know this.
Okay.
Just try, you'll see. Okay.
Okay, and also you say that you can combine SQL 1 and 2 together. So how would that go?
SQL 1 and 2?
Yeah, number 1
Yes.
and number 2, you can connect it on one statement.
Right. Arman target auxiliary user / password at database / catalog Arman / Arman at arcat. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, let me type it somewhere. Arman target auxiliary. Check I'm spelling it right. Okay, 1L. Auxiliary, the name of the user, sys / Arman, let's say this is the password,
Okay.
or Brontek 1, right? Add the name of the auxiliary database. You can put auxi if you want, and then / catalog, right? The name of the catalog, Arman at, I know it's a very long statement, I think, and that's why they put it in the way they put it. So with that one, you can connect.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
I thought that it was pre-command.
Excuse me?
I said I thought that it was pre-command. So
No, it's 2 in 1. For the duplicate command, you have to connect to Arman first, right?
okay.
Okay. Actually, oh, I removed it. Let me undo if I can. Okay. Yes, you can even use that command. Arman target / auxiliary sys Brontek
Yeah,
at auxi / catalog Arman. Yes.
that makes more sense. I was confused.
There's no more target.
That's the one. But in case, if, for example, in that specific case, right, we are not connecting to the target database, if you notice. So we shouldn't have target. For that specific statement, right, it's just Arman auxiliary sys / Brontek 1 at auxi / catalog Arman / Arman arcat. In that specific case. Are we good?
No.
It doesn't make sense anymore.
Target,
Okay.
you just took out the target. Why?
Because in that specific case, right, in that specific case, we are not connecting to the target database.
Oh, yeah.
You see that? We are directly connecting to the auxiliary database. That's why I took it out.
Okay.
But if you connect to the target, I know that there are many ways to do it, to be honest. But if you're connecting to the target, you can just put target. And then that's it. Problem solved. We good? So it depends on how you want to do the duplication. Are we good, guys?
Yes.
Yes. I know you guys will handle it. It's no biggie. Okay, 11. Backup-based duplication. Without a catalog database, New auxiliary database, backup, target database. Okay, for that one, we don't have a catalog database. So let me have the SQL statement, the Arman statement for that. So we don't have the catalog, right? So that will be the only SQL statement. Okay, for the first example, we didn't have target for the first example. Let me remove target. Okay, so in that case, yes, this is how we connect to the database. Actually, let me name it, give it the name clone so it makes more sense. Clone. So you connect to target / auxiliary, and then sys Brontek. You have to specify the name of sys, the password Brontek one at clone. Are we good? And then when connected to Arman, you will be able to duplicate target database to clone database. Are we good? Are we good? Again,
No.
you have to put the password, the name, the sys and Brontek one password in the password file, right? Simply by copying the password file of the target database, of the source database to the target one. If you don't do that, you run into errors and errors and errors, and you will be spending hours on something just that simple to fix, right? Okay, let's move on. Page 12. I told you this chapter is very short, but it requires a lot of practice. This chapter requires a lot of practice, even it's only 14 pages. Backup-based duplication without a target database or catalog. So for that one, we only connect to the auxiliary database. So the SQL statement for that would just be Arman auxiliary. And that's it. Arman auxiliary. Now you can see that here, you would have to specify the backup location. I'm still waiting. Stay mad. Okay, duplicate target database to clone database, backup location, and then here you can see that you specify the name of the backup location. So you duplicate target database to clone database, backup location. So you see that here you're not connected to the target database, and you're not connected to you're not connected to the source database, and you're not connected to the catalog. But for you to be able to duplicate, you have to specify duplicate target database to clone database, and you have to specify the backup location, right? And of course, you cannot use backup set for that, right? You have to use
Image copy.
Image copy, right? Don't use backup sets for that. It will fail, right? So you have to use image copy. Okay. No file name check means that you can just give it whatever name you want for the duplication. Are we good? This is what no file name check means. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's all done for information, right?
yes. Now I'm just confused. Were we first doing the backup base, or we're doing the other one?
We'll do both.
So this is still the first one.
This is still backup base. Yes, there are different ways to do backup base duplication.
Okay.
And Anita, you can handle it.
Yeah. I have the whole weekend, right? So.
Yes. Actually, you have even assignment A to deal with first. Oops. Cancel. You have that assignment to deal with first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's move on. Then we are going to do active duplication. So you can see how active duplication is working. For that one, you definitely need to be connected. You need to be connected. You need to set up the TNS names. And here we connect to the auxiliary. You connect to the catalog. You connect to the target, and then you duplicate target database to clone database from active database. So you duplicate from the production database, right? So this is the active database, and you, guys, I'm sorry for the background noise. At 7 p.m. Okay, duplicate target database to clone database from active duplication. So you can see that here it specifies that sys password should be the same for auxiliary and target database, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Active duplication.
Emerald, are you there?
Yes. I will do one more for it.
No, I'm confused because I wanted to mute somebody and then I mute her. So I was trying to unmute her back.
Wonderful host. But she's still muted, right? Host.
For sure?
Yeah.
Let me check that. No, I think she's the one that.
Oh yeah, I was actually muted. I just realized.
Oh my God.
Who's muted you?
It's okay. At least he's doing the good job, so.
Very good.
Thank you, Emerald.
You're welcome. Okay, any question, guys?
On this page?
So many questions.
No, on the whole thing.
We'll ask later. No.
Okay, you ask later. Okay.
I'll ask on Monday.
Okay.
Emerald, for this page, you don't spend nothing. You was mid.
Excuse me?
For this page, you don't say nothing. You was mid. We don't hear nothing about this page.
No, I was saying, what I said is that for that page, right,
Yes.
you can perform active duplication from a physical standby database. So a standby database is a database that is exactly the same. We don't open any reset logs. The database remains in mount state, and the ReadyLog informations are transferred from the source database to the standby database, right? So that they are literally identical. Anytime you commit a transaction, the physical standby would also have all the information updated. But this is not for DB2, but you can actually at least have an idea of what it is. But yeah, but it's basically almost the same process. Even to create a standby database, it's about the same process as active duplication. It's very similar anyway. Okay, are we good? And from a standby database, you can clone. Actually, I need to try that. I need to try that myself. Never tried it. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So I remember when we were learning how to create database, manually create database, you said there was this one SQL statement that was like the easiest to do. Are we ever going to get that?
Of course, come on. I keep my words now.
Okay.
At the end of DB2, 2 days before the exam.
Okay.
No, that statement is really easy. Like you literally just click enter and then you just type the name of the source of the script that you want to use. And then you put the name of the database that you want to create, and that's it. The database is created. Like literally. Okay. So don't worry about it. I will definitely give it to you. It was given to me as well.
That one is in 12G or is still in 11G?
11G.
Okay.
But you guys we will install 12C. You know that, right? We will install 12C at the end. My class, we didn't do it in DB2. We actually did it. We did all of that in project. We did DB 11G in project, performance tuning in project. But I didn't know it was actually part of DB2. But I guess it was because my teacher at the time, Sonia, found a job, so she couldn't continue to teach us.
So are you gonna do that to us?
I'm gonna pray for
I know
you.
you're almost done.
No, I still have no. By the time we'll be done, I might start interview, but I won't be done yet. Yeah, we're still a long way.
Oh my God, this program is so long.
As I told you guys, right? You can, at the end of DB2, you can go and find a job, like seriously, as a junior, entry-level junior DB, you can. Many people did. Some people did. Like before finishing project, some people got jobs. Like seriously, you can go and you say, okay, I have an OCA.
And get fired after 1 week.
I have OCP, I have US, and you tell and from what you guys don't underestimate yourself. You can have a conversation with a DBA who works, right? Who wants to
And
hire
get fired after 1 week.
you won't get fired. If you do that, you won't get fired. Stop it.
So if you go as a junior, they'll understand that you have no experience. So
Emerald?
Yes.
I think you are a backup set to Prof.
Excuse me?
I think you're a backup set to Prof. You.
What does that mean?
Like everything, including the blogs that are not there, including the one that are there, exactly as Prof. You are the one. You know how to cajole people.
No, you guys are no. Seriously, you guys
I know. I like the way you encourage us. Thank you.
No, I have faith in you. Like I know you guys will get those jobs. Like even at the end of DB2 you can, but don't go get job at the end of DB2. Wait until after the end of project. Wait if you can interview. If you can, even what you can do is if you find a job by the grace of God, right? Get a temporary DBA job, and then at the end of project you can get a better one. Right, and at the end of DB2, you might get like a 60K job, 70K maybe, right? And then at the end of project, you might get a better job. So don't underestimate.
I want 200K.
Right. So stay until the end of project and really
then
work hard.
She'll just go to India and come back.
Shall we sell my gun? Make more money.
No, thank you.
Okay, we are good. So now we are going to do the assignment together. What do you guys want? Actually it's the evening class. We have to rush before 9:30. Who read this assignment? Was anyone scared by that assignment?
yes, very, very.
But
Nobody
I know that
was scared, just that. Anyhow, let's do it.
Yeah, I know that you guys can handle this assignment.
You can
Create a
handle
global
everything.
script. What is that?
And a history book. Global warming.
she muted again?
Another one more.
No, I haven't done it this time around. Emelo, you take on one leg cock.
And a bit.
So you never ever don't quiet.
Sharp, sharp.
I'll mute you.
Pim, pim. Pim, pim.
Oh, I've been a very bad boy then. Hey.
Suspend the jack my motor.
This same body, you don't think of.
But yes, no pa. You don't go fry.
Frying an egg.
Natu.
Yeah, she's not here. Meeting failure.
Who's that
Is that
Alan
what-
there?
Hello, guys. Sorry.
Who's that Alan?
Where's Natu though?
I think she's at work. I don't know.
I
Anita,
feel
where's
bad that
Alan?
she's missing the class.
I don't know.
I attend the morning class.
She didn't.
I haven't seen Alan for a long time.
Alan is selling Gary in Munya Market.
Okay.
Corinne,
Okay, so we start now? So maybe we can finish a bit early.
So we'll do the whole assignment?
No, we stop at question 6 because that's where we start with the morning class.
Wow.
But we will finish 7 and 8 on Monday, or we will do it together again eventually. Or actually, if we can finish today, that's good. We finish it today. But I'll have to share it with a morning class as well. Are we good?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't gonna give you all of it. I wanted just to give you the first 5 questions. Actually, no, the first 6 questions. But the question 7 and 8, that's because that's the scenario we had yesterday. So I wanted to bring it to you guys since I've noticed that we've never done that together in class. Okay. So the first one, create a global script including a whole database backup strategy. So I'm going to write the backup strategy of the evening class. I'm going to start a run command. Just open a run command and give me your backup strategy. What's the evening class backup strategy? A whole database backup strategy, what is it?
back up everything.
We do a level 0.
So I put backup everything.
On Sunday, we do a level 0.
Mm-hmm. I didn't copy this one.
I put back up everything there.
Well, we can. How much space do we have, first of all?
10 gig.
Isn't that's not a command?
No, she's just asking us. She's just asking and just say back up everything. That is not a command.
Okay.
She just wrote whatever he said.
It's a command.
What's your command?
Emma is here. Oh, she's gone.
So which one should we do now? Should we do a differential or cumulative? Or should we?
I think Emma, the default backup with Emma is differential. If you don't precise, Emma will do the differential. Is the
But it takes longer to recover.
I know.
I
So
mean, it takes less space, but longer to recover.
You don't want
Okay,
to
so
save downtime.
I think Brian said back up everything. So that's the comment.
no.
Hey, not Brian, Chair.
Oh, share.
No, don't do that, please.
Brian is running from responsibilities.
Brian knows better than that.
Okay, so what's the comment?
Oh,
What's your backup strategy for the whole database backup?
You have to allocate the channel for each file.
Right.
Yeah.
Allocate, channel, Larry.
Yeah. Divide,
type.
semicolon, type.
Yes. Right.
Okay, channel, Anita.
Channel 1 again.
Anita.
Okay.
And then we will, what else?
We can do 3, right? Oh.
Yes, if you want 3, we can always put 3. Who was your card?
channel chair.
How do you spell share?
CHE.
That's it?
Yep. Che
Like
Guevara.
Che Guevara. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Now let's start with the actual backup strategy, guys. We've allocated enough channels, right? So let's start the backup.
I mean, how are we gonna know? You said that for the backup strategy, we have to know if we'll know according to the type
No. This is a specific backup strategy in case based on your business, based on the service level agreement of the company. But that's for the evening class. That's your backup for the evening class based on your own requirements.
Okay, well, what business do we run?
Class 26 evening class now. It's not a business.
Yes, what time now? And how
Well,
much space do we have? Because I know like the differential, it takes cumulative if we do cumulative.
but pay attention to the type of backup. Is a whole database backup.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say full backup. It doesn't say incremental. The point of that script is a whole database backup. It's not a full database backup. It's not incremental. It's whole database. You know, they are both different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if
So that's just, so it's gonna be full then, a full backup, right? Oh no, he said whole database backup.
Yes. So what do you want to do?
backup
Mm-hmm.
as backup set.
Okay.
Can we? No, yeah, as copy of no. By default, is backup set with Emma. Yes, as copy.
Okay.
We don't need to create the directory, or we send it to FI.
We will create a directory eventually.
Huh?
Yeah. Let's create a directory. We will create a directory.
Okay.
Let's say /Aura data / back the morning we created global. I think we created global script. Okay. Or global back. Something like that. Okay. So we'll create that. Okay, so backup as copy.
Database format.
You forgot the archive logs. Plus archive log format.
Oh, okay. Archive log. But Emerald, if you send the database by itself and then do the archive log after.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Slash our data slash global slash percentage U.
Okay. What else?
The control file.
Okay.
Backup as
I'm following you, right? I'm following what you're saying. It's yours. It's your strategy.
Ask
as
Alexa.
copy.
Okay.
You always ask Alexa.
Backup as
You
copy.
make a mistake,
Current
correct?
control file.
Right.
Format.
How do you spell lovely?
Slash our data. Slash the yes. Please, sorry guys. Slash percent.
What else do we need to back up?
The SP file.
Right.
Backup as
For the SP file, we can give it a name, right?
yes.
Slash data slash so
But
that
Emerald, look, you say backup just SP file. You don't put as copy or
it will be backed up as copy anyway.
okay.
Okay,
Right.
backup SP file format, global. I mean, it's your script, so let me just put as copy.
Yes.
SP file format slash data slash global back slash. Let's give it the name.
SP file.aura.
Dot aura, or just SP file at home.
Yeah.
Are we good?
And
So you release the channels.
Right. Release channel Marie.
Release channel Anita.
Anita.
Release
Release channel.
Very troublesome channel.
Okay. We're good. We're good, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now that you have your first backup strategy, let me put it here. This is your first backup strategy. This is a whole chapter, so don't worry about it. At least I want us to start having an idea so that when we come to chapter 10, we will all be at least understanding it, and you won't have to spend much time.
Good idea.
Okay. So this is for question 1. We created a global script, and then 2, create a local script for TLS DMO. Okay, so this is the local script that you are creating, including cross-checking all the archive logs, backups, and copies. Delete all the expired and obsolete files, right? So now we are creating another script, but that script will take care of deleting obsolete and all that, and cross-checking and all that. So we just allocate the same channels. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Create a control. I mean, you guys can read it, right? Question 2 is right here. Right? Okay. So create a local script for TLS DMO, including cross-checking of all the archive logs, backups, and copies. Okay, so I'm waiting for your cross-check comments.
Okay. Oh, let me see the question again.
It's right here.
Create a local script.
Okay, Bunny, hold on, baby.
So we'll create a script as well, a directory for the script.
Why?
You
Why do
just
we
have
create
to
a
add those
directory?
commands.
Oh, guys, this directory is not for the script though. This directory is to the backup location. It's not for the script.
I know, it's a backup location, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, backup.
Guys, read the question.
Backup as copy.
Why are you backing up? The script says cross-checking all the control files, backups and copies. Are we understanding the question?
Okay, cross check.
Cross check.
If we create a local script,
Yes, we are creating a local script, but don't worry about the local script yet. We will come to it right after. What is this question 2 basically asking? It's asking you to create a script. In that script, it includes cross-checking of all the archive logs. Do we understand what cross-checking means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
To check, to make sure that those that are backed up with RMAN, to check if all the everything that RMAN backed up is there, everything that we backed up manually and RMAN backed up is there or not.
Yes. Cross-checks basically compares what you have in the backup and what you have in the data files. In RMAN and what you have in the data file. So it compares what information you have in the catalog and the information you have on disk, basically. So when you cross-check the backup, it compares if the backup is on disk and if it's also in catalog, so it's good. So it checks what's there and what's not there. So basically, let's say, for example, if you go and you delete your archive logs, and then you try to perform recovery, or you try to run a backup, or you try to do something that would require you to use those backups, the command would fail. It would fail simply because the archive log that RMAN is trying to use is not there physically. So for you to be able to run the command successfully, right, you have to cross-check and then delete obsolete and delete expired, basically. Are we good? Yes. So this is what cross-checking is.
List archive log or actually you don't want to
Cross-check archive log or.
Right. Why do we cross-check the archive logs? Because Arman cannot guess if a data file, if an archive log file is expired or if a backup is expired. For Arman to be able to know that, okay, this file is expired, it has to go through cross-checking first. Are we good? And once Arman cross-check and know, okay, this one is expired, then you can delete the expired. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to delete the expired. Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So cross-check, archive, log. Oh. What else do you want to cross-check?
Cross-check.
Backup.
Copy.
Cross-check, backup. Right. What else? The last one?
Copy.
Copies.
Cross-check, copy. Right. So it will basically cross-check all the copies, whether control file copy that are obsolete or SP file copy, or if it's a single data file copy, it will just cross-check.
Why don't we put all behind them?
Now, what else? Delete. Now you're going to delete all the expired. So delete.
Oh.
Delete expired backup. And then we are going to, the last one is delete obsolete.
That's it.
Now you release the channel.
And then we release the channel. Thank you. Copy. Paste it. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, mommy.
Okay. So we're good. Now we are going to create the script in, okay. I need a student ID.
123.
123.
What?
Just give your ID, let her just finish.
64.
61.
61, okay. Okay, class 26. Okay. Let's check how much space you have. It's good to check the space before. Okay, actually you have 85 in Aura data. So we are going to, that cross-check is gonna help you actually.
Please, I have a question.
Sure.
So when you look at the percentages like this, most of the time you kind of know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable.
Yes.
How do we know? I know Aura data is supposed to be a lot because we have a lot of things there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is what? The first one, is that U0?
Which
Anyways,
one?
does my space look okay? Like, is it well allocated?
For user one, it's fine, but for Aura data, you're close to 90, and when you're close to 90, you should start worry a little bit and try to clear some stuff. But you're good. The delete, the thing, the reason why we are using the delete, expire, deleting, obsolete, because it's going to remove a lot of even your old archive log files, your old backups, and all that.
If you use my student ID number, so delete all.
You still do it on the assignment, so.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Fali.
I'm sorry, quick question.
Yes.
My U01 was 100%. I was a clean up my U01. I don't know what kind of mistake I'm making. but when I tried to open my database, it was not open. It said just Oracle Home. I go open my Oracle, I was deleting everything on my Oracle. But I fix it. But
Okay.
I don't know what kind of mistake happened for deleting the WhatsApp. I don't know if I did this one physically or I did this one something. I don't know what when I did it to delete all of WhatsApp. You can have idea.
You delete your Aura tab?
Yeah, for the mistake I delete my Aura tab. When I go to my Aura tab, it was so empty.
Okay. Well, you just put your database back in your Aura tab. You just put the information about your database back.
Yeah.
Mera,
Yes.
if you DF minus H and realize that you have like 20% for your Aura data.
It means that you've not been working a lot, clearly.
Okay.
Okay, I have another question, Emerald.
No, I deleted a lot of stuff, a lot.
Okay. Okay.
On that, the day that I had that issue, so I was removing a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's the right one or it's the wrong one, but I
What
just...
if you discover you have only 47%?
No, your own is the worst one. Did you delete anything?
DB2. DB1.
No, the delete comment is really it's not to be taken like so. Even me, like from last class, honestly, I felt so bad. Like now I will triple check before the issuing a delete comment. Remove the RM.
Emerald, please, I have a question. So,
Sure.
for some reason, you know, like I said, I had a lot of like loose files in my Aura data.
Mm-hmm.
But then every time I'll list my Aura data, I will not see those loose files. I will just see the directories.
Okay, there is a command that allows you to show hidden files. If you have hidden files, but you just issue, for example, if I list, you only see oradiag underscore oracle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you issue ls-a, you see?
So what do you mean by hidden files? But then if you go to your Aura to your WinSCP, you see them like that, right?
Yes, on WinSCP they are there. If you go on WinSCP, you will see all of those. But if you just list them, you only see one. So -a allows you to see the hidden files.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. ls minus l minus a. Is that the whole command for it, or is it like?
Yeah, that's it. ls-a, ls space -a. Just put there.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Actually, it's time for the break. Taking a break. Or you want us to finish?
Break time.
You guys like to take break, but after
No,
at
just
9:30 it will be really slow and then we won't be able to finish.
Please just give us 20 minutes tomorrow, please.
Okay, 20 minutes.
We have to breastfeed our children.
Yeah, I know it was a breastfeed, really?
Whatever you want, Chair.
See you in 30 minutes.
All right.
Let me go breastfeed my child.
Hello, boy.
Hello, guys.
Hello, hello.
Okay, let's proceed, and hopefully we can be done soon, in an hour or so. Okay, so we are done creating the global script and the local script. Now you are going to store the scripts in the recovery catalog, and then we are going to run the script. So for that one, I'm going to do it since it's fairly new. Okay, this is okay. So those are the scripts that you guys created, right? Those are your backup strategies. So we are going to. Is everyone back? Anyway, no time to.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here now.
Okay. So let's start the scripts in the recovery catalog. So I'm going to connect to the recovery catalog. Okay, let me first check if I'm connected to TLSDM already. Okay, let me connect. I'm on target catalog. What's your password, Anita?
It's Arman Brontech 1.
Okay. Add archive. Okay. It shows connected to target database not started. So let's start up the database. Is there anything wrong with TLSDMO?
If anything is wrong with it,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Hopefully it didn't crash. Okay, good, it's open. Okay, it's open. Okay, there are two types of global, since you guys just noticed, you have the global script and you have the local script. We thought in chapter 6, we talked about, no, chapter 7, we talked about how one of the particularity of Arman was that we could store script inside. So we can store local scripts. Local scripts can only be used for one database, and global scripts can be used for any database connected to the recovery catalog, right? So the first question one is to create the global script. So let's create the global script. So global, local is a similar for database link, right? When we specify public database link, it will be public, and when we don't specify, it will be a private database link, right? So this is basically the same here. So let's create it. So I'm going to show you for like question 3. Okay. When we only specify create script, right? And you put the name of the script. Okay. What should be the name of the first script? The first one is global, right? So you want to specify global script, and then you want to give that script a name. What should be the name for that script?
Global underscore back.
Okay, global underscore backup. Back, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we are going to create a second script. That would be the local script that only TLSDMO would be able to use it. So create script, and then local. Oh, local. What else?
Local TLS.
Local TLS. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and create the global script. Wait, actually. Okay, so create the script, and then you have to specify what comes into the script. So you want to open the bracket. Okay, we are not going to put allocate channels, right? We only allocate channel 1 when we run the script. So everything that is inside the run statement, we would put it in the script except for the channels allocation, right?
Actually, you copied the wrong one. That's the second script.
Oh yeah, that's the cross check. We use the copy the first one. Okay, that's the one. So you see that I'm copying everything except for allocating the channels and releasing the channels, right? So I'm not releasing any channel or allocating any channel. So I'm putting everything in here and I'm closing it. And you don't need any semicolon after that. So you just put all the SQL statements that will be part of it, and then that's it. Are we good? Any question?
We're good.
Don't get it.
You're good?
Nope.
Who's saying no? If something is not sure, ask, please.
I don't get it. It's not clear, the whole thing.
What don't you get?
Everything.
Emerald, can you bring it down a little bit so that we can see the question?
Okay, the question. Okay, this is the question right here. Question 3. Store, okay, let me reduce the size. Store the scripts in the recovery catalog and run the scripts.
Until demo. Okay.
Okay. So this Armand statement, right? It's to create the script. We talked about it in chapter 6, how one of the advantage of the recovery catalog was that we could store script in them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your question? If you don't understand something, then it means you should have questions. Something is not clear. No question? Okay, I'm going to, yes.
The last one, they said backup as copy SP file format.
Yes.
I haven't seen the percentage view there.
Yes, that's because we are specifying the name of the SP file, right? You know, you can specify percentage if you don't want to have to give a name to each file.
Oh,
so you can just
okay.
put percentage so that you let Armand give it a name.
Okay, now.
But,
well,
okay, in that case, we want to give it a name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So create global script. You want to specify global, right? Always make sure you specify global when it's a global script. So all the database connected to the recovery catalog would be able to use it. Actually, I'm looking for, okay. Okay, one tip, right? If it appears like this, you see that we can have, like, you have the first line, create global script, backup as database, backup as copy database, all that. If it appears like that, it means you're good. But if it runs right away, like it doesn't stop there, it means that there is something wrong. So the first thing you want to do is to Control-C, cancel the transaction, and then try to see what's wrong with the script eventually. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No.
now.
So even if it's not good, is it gonna say created or no?
If it's not good, it might not say it's created. If it's not good, let's say you put the wrong SQL statement, Armand statement.
Yeah.
Armand would usually check if it's a valid statement.
Okay.
If it's valid, it will run. But if it's not, it would tell you, it would give you an error.
Okay.
Yes. It's the same for when we use the run command, right? The run block. If you have even just one wrong SQL statement, Armand statement, it would tell you. It won't let you proceed, or it will give you the error.
Okay.
No, that means that you do the question 3 before doing the question 1 or what?
No, I'm done with question 1. The create a global script, basically, we just create the our backup strategy, right? We put okay, in our notepad, that's the backup strategy, right? Backup as copy database plus archive logs format.
Yeah.
Backup as copy current control file, backup as copy SP file. So that's the backup strategy for question 1. But you know that you will use that backup strategy and put it in the script in your recovery catalog. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. And for question 2 is the same. Now, I specified global and local so that you would know that when you create the script, you know that, okay, that one is a global script and that one is a local script. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, perfect. I know you guys are so smart. Okay, let's continue.
Excuse me, quick question. You said
Yes.
the global script go running for every database, you know?
Every database connected to the recovery catalog, yes.
Okay, the local one just for the one database.
Yes, just only TLSDM would be able to use it, right?
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Right.
Emerald, I don't get it. So what's the difference between the two? The global one, it goes for every data.
Okay, the difference between the global and the local is that the global can be used by any database connected to the recovery catalog, right? So if you have ORCL, Refresh, and all the other databases, even your class database connected to the recovery catalog, you should be able to use that script for your database, right?
Yeah.
But if you, like, you notice that here we connected to Arman, right? With TLSDMO, and then we connected to the recovery catalog. So the recovery catalog kept that script, that local script. When global is not specified, it's a local script. So only TLSDMO would be able to use it.
Okay.
It's the same thing for database link, to remember. When you don't specify, it's a private database link. It's only when you specify public database link that any other users in the database can use it. Right?
Okay. Okay,
Don't
so
say like that. Say okay.
so you say global is for any database that is connected, and by that do you mean like any database that is registered to the catalog?
Exactly. Any database that is registered in the catalog. Exactly.
Okay.
Good to use register.
Okay.
How do you, just a quick question. So how do you check exactly all the databases that are registered in the catalog?
Okay. It's you use the list DB underscore unique name. Okay, let's okay. Actually here we are not connected to the recovery catalog. So okay. Let's just use it. Let's connect to recovery catalog. And then I'm going to show you how to do that so that you can see all the database. It's archive, so that you'll be able to see all the databases that are registered to the recovery catalog. So Arman catalog / Arman.
Don't take one.
No.
And for this, you have to be in the database in archive. Can you do this from TLSDMO?
No, you want to do that from archive.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to list DB underscore unique underscore name. Oh. Okay, you only have one database registered to the catalog.
Okay.
Anita. So if you had 2 or more databases, you would see all of them here.
Okay.
Another way is also to list incarnation, to be able to see all the databases. It would also show you all the databases that are in the, here we only have TLSDMO.
Okay.
So we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so the global script is created. So now you want to do is to delete. I mean, no, we can delete. So simply, if it's the same for DB links, right? If it's global, you want to specify delete global script, right? And the name of the script. And if it's local, you just put delete script, right? So you can use delete. Let's just do it for the sake of practice. So delete global script, global underscore back, right? And then it's deleted. But you don't want it deleted, you want it to create it, so you can always create it. So if you make a mistake, or if maybe you create it as global instead of creating it as local, you can always delete and create another one.
Global script, global underscore back. Okay.
We're good? There's an underscore there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now we are going to create the script local TLS. That's the name that Shay gave it to it. So let's do it. Delete obsolete, cross-check archive, log all, and all that. So let's do it. Okay. Create script local underscore. Let's create that one. So for that one, only TLS DMO would be able to have access to it, right? So local underscore TLS is created. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, who's that cute baby? Okay. Okay. So after that, the script are stored in the recovery catalog. Now you want to run the script. So here, remember guys, we are going to use a run block, right? So we are going to run that specific script. Are you following?
Yes.
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 Okay. So when you run, okay, actually let me put it on the next line. Execute. So you just specify execute. That's it. You just specify execute, and then you specify the name of the script. Start with that one. Execute script. Execute that one. TLS. And that's it. And now we can release the channel and allocate the channels. So we are going to allocate the channels and then release the channels. Actually, let me put it there for this next block. And then release the channel. Channel Marie, Anita, and Share.
Execute script.
Release channel, allocate. Are we good?
No, I have a question.
Yes.
The local script that you create, you say it's only for TLS GMO.
Right.
If that another database want to use that script, are we going to do that global?
Yes. If you want other databases to use it, you have to turn it into a global script.
Okay.
Yes. And you cannot have another local script that has the same name. You can have two scripts with the same name.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So you can always create another one global if you want to do all the deleting and cross-checking, right? For your other databases, you can make it global. Okay, so we are using it in a run block. Okay, I'm starting with the local script because it's going to delete obsolete, delete backup, delete expired, and all that. And I want to do it before running the backup because this morning it actually posed problem because of his retention policy. Wow, that's a lot. Cross check. Okay. Yes.
No.
Yes, it can take a while.
Deleting scripts again.
Stop it. Who's that? Who's that being shady?
Damn, Chair, really?
It's him.
Yes.
Yeah, shady.
You won't delete the script today, Chair.
That is not cool.
I know.
Oh, I know. I'm just
You
being.
know.
I'm just being mean.
It's okay. Don't be too mean though. It might not pay off.
I know.
Okay. So 65 objects deleted. Now let's use another run for the other script, for the global script. What's the name again of the global script? Okay. Oh, I feel bad that Natalie is
I
not
have a
here.
question.
Sure.
I have a question. So let's say we had more than one database that was registered on there. Would the script apply to all the databases, like delete and all that, or is just for that, for the TLS-DMO?
Which one? The global?
Yes, the global.
Yes, it's for all of them.
Okay. So really, like, what if you only want to delete for one database?
What do you mean?
So if you apply it, right, like, is it going to delete for all the databases?
No, it's only for TLS-DMO.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
But you can use it with other databases.
The global?
Yes.
Yes, you can use the global for other ones, but
okay,
we only cross-check for TLS-DMO only, for the
Okay.
database that you're using. Yes.
All right.
Are we good? Okay.
Yes.
So now we are going to run the global script. Okay. Something happened. Job failed. It will run on another channel. Something was wrong with the channels. Anita, Marie, Anita. Let's see. It says unable to create the file in the archive log. Okay, let's see what the error says. Failure of backup command on Marie channel at failed to create file / global back. Okay, file unable to create file. No search file or that. Oh, we didn't create a directory yet. Oh, my bad.
So
My
what
bad.
directory? Is it the
I had to create
Global
the
back.
that was there. Global back.
Okay.
We
Yeah, I
don't
forgot
close
to
it, but we
create
just
it.
create it.
I totally forgot to create it. Okay. You guys didn't remind me.
I know.
I reminded you, but you forgot.
When? Lies. Okay, let's run it again. It's backing up. Guys, this thing, like, seriously, if you get it, you're good. Like, it's not hard. I know you guys can handle that. Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Because you guys took DB1 and DB2 online. Like, that's hard. Like, I'm not sure many people could have kept, I mean, you know, following, like, keep pushing like this. So I know that those things, like, guys, you guys can handle it, like, for real. Just keep it up.
For over how many months now, Emerald, I have not seen your face. At least try to even, sometimes always put the video. Let's see your face too. We missed you.
Actually, I was at yesterday, but you know, I saw the morning class students. They're always at school.
Wonderful.
I hope that you guys take the exam though. I hope you guys are taking OCA, OCP, and all that.
For when now?
You are?
Nope.
You guys should team up with the morning class, seriously, to get your certifications.
Scared of getting banned.
You're scared?
Mm-hmm.
Question, Emerald. So how many certifications do we need exactly, like where we are right now?
1,000.
So you need OCA,
Mm-hmm.
you need SQL fundamental, and you can get AWS. If you guys don't have AWS, take AWS. I have the dumb file if you need it.
Okay.
Just take it, guys. Take it. It looks good on your resume, even though you don't know anything. If the person interviewing you doesn't know anything about, he won't ask you anything about it, right? But at least it's good to at least have those things with you, and you know that in after project, right? You will be taking AWS classes in here at Brown Tech as elective if you ask for it.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks, but still, right? You still have 2 weeks to at least know the fundamentals so that you would actually be able to say something about it. And AWS is nothing compared to Oracle or SQLnet or Postgres. It's way easier than Oracle. So if you can handle Oracle, you can handle AWS, you can handle Postgres and all that. Just take the certifications. If
So we
something,
don't have the DOM 5 SQL fundamental?
no, we don't have it. That's why I gave you guys extra hard SQL fundamentals. If you did all that we did together, you should be able to get out of that exam with at least, with even 60%. Seriously.
Please, madam, be quiet.
SQL fundamental is basically everything that we saw together. The assignment that I gave to you guys, it was for you to be able to take SQL fundamental.
Okay, next week I'm gonna take it. I'll give you the result.
Okay.
Emerald, what do you think about the OCP?
Did you guys take the OCP?
No, I wanted to take that, but I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, the dump file is now expired. The OCP dump file is now expired, unfortunately. So next, it's okay. Next time, we just need to team up to get another dump file, you know?
It's not expired yet.
It is. I know someone who took it last week, failed.
The OCP?
Yes.
Wow, it was bad. Because I know,
If
like,
you guys need AWS, I'll just ask. I can send it to you, like, I don't mind.
Emerald.
it's already submitted.
Emerald.
Yes.
The down file is not expired yet. I take it this week. I think this week.
OCP?
Yeah, it's not
You
expired.
took it and it wasn't expired?
No, it's good.
That's confusing.
So
I
how
know.
much it cost?
Even the OCS, that don't file is the don't file that we've been having since I don't know, 2 months. People are
Since
keeping saying
Q1.
it's expired. It was not expired.
Emerald.
I don't know. I feel like maybe the people working with them are not actually doing a good job in selecting the right answers. That's my guess, because
Because
like, I know a friend of mine. He's actually even in my class.
Because the
It's
OCA,
expired.
the OCA, the answer is like almost the same. If you know, you don't know, maybe go for it. You need to make sure you got the good answer, because the answer is the same. Some people take it for the same down file, you fail. They say, oh, the down file is expired, but it's not expired, it's working.
Excuse me,
So
how much it cost?
It depends. OCP is 250.
245.
245 Emerald.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same that like
That's the same. That's 250.
Yeah.
That's so okay, 245. And SQL fundamental is 150.
I'm missing 2 or 3 more people.
So guys, just take your certification. I'm telling you, even by the end of DB2, some of you might even get jobs. Even during DB2, you never know. So take those. If you don't have those, it will be very hard to get a job though. But if you at least have one of them somewhere, even OCA, getting a job wouldn't be hard, trust me. Okay. So let's move on to question 4. After deleting data file 1 and 2, perform a switch to copy. Then switch back to the original once the restoration is done. Okay, now we are getting into chapter 8. This is what we were doing earlier, right? Switch to copy. So perform a switch to copy. Data file 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to simulate failure. Media failure. Okay, for switch to copy, you don't have to delete the file. You can just switch to copy. But I want us to see the whole scenario when the file are actually deleted. So let's see D2 /oradata/TLS demo, right? List. Remove system and CSOX. That's bad, right?
The database crash.
Now let's connect to Arman. Okay. That's actually strange. Normally it would give, okay. Let's just shut down our board. Shut down.
No, SQL, when you remove those files and then you connect, it's still connected.
Yes, but sometimes when you connect to Arman, it would give you an error.
Oh, okay.
That is good. Shut down our board. Okay, now we are going to do the same thing we did, right? Startup mount. Okay. Now we are going to, you know that you can use SQL directly from Arman, right? Alter database, data file 1 offline. You're going to do that for data file 1 and data file 2. So let's put data file 2 offline as well. We already know that system is 1 and sysox is 2. But it might be another data file. So in that case, you want to first check the file that you want to use. So now we are going to switch data file 1 to copy. So since here system is gone, okay, actually, let me list it so we can see it. I like when we can see what you're doing. Okay, system is not there, right? System is gone. Went on vacation. Okay. Now let's switch.
Emerald.
Yes.
This that you can run the SQL command on Arman. Can you list with that SQL command too?
What do you mean list?
Like you put SQL outside database. Can you also put SQL and list to see?
Like list in the operating system?
No, list in Arman. By putting SQL first. To list to see the data file.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like select name from VDLR data file?
Yes.
Actually, let me see. I've never tried it, but let's see. That's a good question. I've never tried it myself. So let's try it. Select name from VDLR data file.
Another quick question.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't go through.
Oh, okay, so it's all okay.
Another quick question.
Yes.
Why you put the command like a SQL? Does it mean like it bring you it look like you want this command and the SQL?
Excuse me?
I said, why you put the SQL plus like SQL? That's
yes.
Like
it's a SQL command.
You want the command like SQL command?
Yes, it's a SQL command. I think it's a SQL command, but it doesn't show in Arman.
Not sure. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we just switch to copy. We just use switch to copy, right? Or not? No, not yet. Okay. So now we are going to switch data file 1 to copy. You see, it's switching. Okay, now we are going to switch data file 2 to copy. So instead of performing recovery like we used to, the step we are doing here is switch to copy. Do you see how fast it is to switch to copy?
Yeah.
It's very fast, right?
Emerald,
Instead of recovering, restoring, yes.
when he switched to copy, that means he got the backup from the recovery catalog, right?
What do you mean? The backup is not in the recovery catalog. It was backed up somewhere. We got it from FRA, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
So since switch data file to copy replaces restoring, what's the next step?
Recover.
Exactly, thank you. Recover data file 1. Right, and you're going to do the same thing for data file 2. Right, both recovered. Now we are going to put them back online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Emerald, so those copies are from the backups, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you switch like a redo log or a control file to copy?
Can I switch from redo logs? Can you
No.
say that again, please?
Can you switch the redo log or control files to copy?
Yes.
You can. So
Yeah. Not redo logs though, only maybe control files. But why would you switch the control files to copy? Either you have the control files or not. I don't think you can switch the control files to copy.
Okay.
Yes.
If you delete the control file, I want to recover it with Arman.
We are going to do that today.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering. Like, if you're doing a copy and it's getting the copy from the backups, then it might not be up to date.
That's why we are doing recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we recover. That's to bring it up to date.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually talking about just the control files. But okay.
Okay. Add to database data file 2. You know that the control file is not what needs to be brought up to date, right? It's the other data files.
Okay.
You know that. The information in the control file, right, need to be up to date with the rest of the old data files. So if the information in the control file is too old, are way older than the rest, then we will need to do a point in time recovery or create a new control file. That also can always be done. Are we good? A new control file that has the structure of the database. Okay. So now we are going to open a database. Alter, database, open. So this is just for the sake of practice. Normally you don't have to put data file 1 offline. Actually, that's because it's mounted. But you know that when it's up, data file 1 doesn't need to be, cannot be offline. So this is in the case of data file 1 or 2. But if it was for data file 3 or 4 or 5, even for 2, we don't need to shut down the database. We can just put it offline, switch to copy, and then recover. Are we good? Now I want to show you guys something.
But in this case, you showed them because there was one system file on it.
Yes, that exactly. Exactly. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you select name from $V data file. What are you guys expecting to see? Actually, I just clicked before. Okay. You guys see that? Any question?
That's the copy, right?
That's the copy. but it's not a copy anymore because now it's part of the live location.
Okay.
But is that same copy still in the FRA?
Yes, that's the location. You can see the location, right? Slash Aura data, slash
Okay.
FRA, slash
Okay,
KLSDMO,
it's
slash
just using
data
the
file.
file path.
Yes, that's the file path. That's exactly where it is.
Okay.
Exactly. But it's not a backup anymore.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if this one is lost, that is it.
No. Arman knows that it was switched to copy because we switched to copy with Arman, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let me just say, like, for instance, if something happens now again, like another crash with this system file,
Mm-hmm.
how are you gonna get it now?
We need to, that's why as soon as we are done with this, right, we need to do another backup of that file system and of CSOX. So this is what we are going to do. I just wanted you to see that we have everything in slash orida slash TLSDMO except for system and CSOX.
Please explain again. That FIA. I don't understand why.
Okay. Let me put file number so we can have the file number next to it. Okay, so we have the file number as well. Okay, so here you can see that the data file one, instead of being in slash aura data slash TLSDMO slash systems01, it's in slash aura data slash FRA slash TLSDMO slash data file. So the backup location became the live location. You know that the live location doesn't have to be in one directory, right?
Right.
A live location is any directory that has data file that belong to the database, right? Okay. So these two are now part of the live location, and system 01 and CSOX are no more slash or data slash system slash KLSDMO slash systems one are no more part of the backup location, are no more part of the live location, right? So if you want to do an Arman cloning, a cold cloning, or even a hot cloning, you have to copy the files from that location. And if you want to do a backup-based duplication or even an active-based duplication, you need to specify that Arman needs to go get that file in that directory. So you have to specify that directory for DB file name convert. We'll see that. We'll see that. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Switch to copy. With practice, I know you guys would understand. I have no doubt. Okay. Let's connect to Arman. Let's connect back to Arman. Now you want to bring it back to normal, right? Now we are going to back up those files. Backup as copy, data file, 1, format, slash Aura data, slash TLSDMO, slash system 01 dot DBF, right? But you see that when you put backup as copy data file 1, Arman knows that data file 1 is in FRA, right? Arman knows that that's data file 1. Arman doesn't know that systems 01 in TLSDMO is the data file. So now we back up as copy. And then we'll do the same thing for the data file 2. Okay. Here it's saying credit file already exists. So let's see. Let's list it. Okay. System 01 was created, right? So we have system created. Now let's do the same thing for the second one. Oops. No, let me copy back the comment here. Okay, here, for some reason, it tried to rerun the same job. You see that here it says channel 0, aura disk _1 data file copy complete, elapsed time 25 seconds. So that's the time it took to back up to the other location. And then it tried to do it again.
Oh, okay.
You see? Continuing other job steps, job fail will not be rerun. So because it tried to do it multiple times instead of just doing it once. But it was created and this is what we wanted. So we can move on. Okay. Backup as copy, data file to format / aura data / TLS /sysox.dbs.
I have another question. Since that you back up, you put this command without the percentage use, that means you force Arman to use the name of.
Yeah, it means that you'd force Arman to give it an ugly name, right?
So
I mean,
Emma,
yes.
are we doing, is this the recovery?
No, here we are backing it up. Yeah, we are doing the restoration, not recovery.
I mean restoration, okay.
Right, we are restoring. So the backup is done. Okay, you notice that for the first one, right? Everything we did before backing up as copy, for that one, we are going back. Okay, that part. After deleting data file 1, perform a switch to copy, we are done with that part. Now we are switching back, then switch back to original when the restoration is done, right? Okay. Now we are switching it back. So like realistically, right? If there is a major failure, you want to switch to copy right away and you can go back to sleep. And then the next day you can worry about doing the restoration. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So backup as copy, backup as copy. Now we can switch back, right? So we are going to do the same thing. We are going to do the same thing. SQL, alter, database, data file 1. Okay. We are putting
offline.
No, it can be put offline. We need to start up mount to change system. We need to put it offline. So let's shut down immediate. Since the database is consistent, we don't need to shut down our board. It's open, we cannot put it offline. Let's put it offline when it's mounted. Okay, now let's start up mount. Okay. So let's run the same SQL. Actually, let me just copy it from here. Let's put it offline. Okay. Let's do the same for data file 2, and let's put data file 2 offline. Offline. Okay. Now we are going to switch data file 1 to copy. So we are doing the same thing, but in reverse. And now we are going to switch data file 2 to copy. Oops, I didn't give you the right name. I wanted to give you CSOC. Oh God. It should have been CSOC 0201, but it's CSOC. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do now? Since that you choose your name.
Anyway, when Anita will do the assignment, she will switch it. We'll put it back to CSOC. Okay, now we switched it back. Now we are going to recover. Recover data file 1, 2. Okay, media recovery complete. Let's put it back online, the two of them. Let's put the two online as well. Okay, then alter database open. Okay, now let's go back to SQL. Select name from $, from $, data file. You see, it's back to normal. Does it make sense?
36 or 6 or 0.
We can always change the name of CSOX. We can always change the name. Actually, it's part of the assignment to change the name, renaming the data file.
There's only one question.
Which one?
What we are doing right now.
Yes, we are done. We just switched back.
Okay.
Are we good? I know it's
Emily,
yes.
the switch back was like a backup, right?
Switch back.
Yeah, when you're switching back.
Yes, we were restoring the file.
Restoring the file back to the FRA.
Yes.
Also, like the first time the database, we lose the system file, we just kind of like use it temporarily to start the database.
Excuse me?
Like the first time, like the first time you lose the system file, right? So like you just use it like you did the recovery like temporary. Then when you start the database, you have to switch it back, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Get it now.
Okay. I'm just going to rename it quickly. Yeah.
So the treatment plan is still valid. It's valid until September. But the bank dealing on this treatment plan, I'm using a different agency's treatment plan to bill, which is not acceptable. So now, once my agency comes up with a new treatment plan for this customer, this one is not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to tell you the target date, a start date, which is probably going to tell me now June.
Any question, guys? While I'm
Maybe December.
changing
Now,
the name.
look at another consumer that has a valid treatment plan from my agency.
Brian,
So that I know for sure that was done.
do your job.
This was done on Monday, so I'm guessing they've probably done.
Joseph.
Where's the host? Meet Joseph.
Can we I have to mount. Okay, let me put it back online. Okay, let me put the table space outside once. Okay. Guys, any question while I'm doing this? Are you guys here?
Yes.
Don't let me do it. This is a SQL statement. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see. Oops. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to rename it later. It's not letting me rename it. Okay, let's read the next question. Simulate a complete media failure. Delete P file and SP file. Delete all the database files. So in that case, that's the last thing we're going to do for today. Actually, okay, let's try to do that today because the server are about to get slow. So simulate a complete media recovery failure. Delete SP file, and delete all the database file. Any suggestion?
Does this?
Okay. I think for CSOCs, the database needs to be mounted. Okay, let me just put it back online. I think put it offline. Okay. Exit. Connect to online. Okay. Let me connect. I actually want to see something. Let me shut down. Immediate. Let me open another terminal, new session. We are going to remove the P file. We are going to remove the SP file.
Emerald, I have a question. So that is gonna crash the database, right?
Yes.
And then you have, for number 6, you have to recover it.
Yes.
I mean, restore.
Yes. Don't worry. I won't let your database be crashed. We'll fix it before.
Okay. Thank you.
Startup mount. Okay. I want to get this done with. This is part of the assignment too, you know, rename it. Except that you won't be renaming, you will be yes, will be renaming by changing the location of the file. It doesn't let me rename CSOX, but it's mounted.
Just delete and put it back.
No, that's a bad idea.
Really?
No, I can rename. The thing is, it doesn't let me rename it. That's problematic. Anyway, I'll figure out what's happening here.
Put it offline and rename.
That's what she's trying to do. She's been trying to do that.
I've put it offline already, and it's mounted besides. It's mounted. When it's mounted, you don't need to put it offline. It's already in mount state. This is... Okay, let's just continue the assignment. I don't like when there is something that... I don't know why there is an error in naming it. Okay, let me try it for another file, because that's really strange. Let me just leave it like that. You see? But there's another way to do it, is to switch to copy and give the other file actually, let's do that. Let me connect to Arman. I don't know if because it's a normal file, but it won't let me, just won't let me do it. Backup as copy, data file 2, format, / our data / TLS demo / CSOX 01.tbl. Okay, now we can start with that one. Let's simulate the complete media failure. So we are going to remove the P file and the SP file. So Oracle_home/DBS, right? So we are going to remove SP file tlsdmo.aura. And do you have init tlsdmo? Yes, you do. Okay. We are going to remove both. Okay.
I'm scared of that remove command.
I know, right? Me too. Switch data file to copy. Cover data file 2. Okay. Okay. Actually, SQL. Nine. Okay. Enter. Database. Okay. The database is open. Now let's connect to SQL. Select status. Select name from $. Okay, it's back to normal. Not for long. Now we are going to remove everything except for, yeah, we are going to remove everything. All the control files, DBF. And we are going to remove all the control files. Listed. Okay, actually, we have the redo logs. Let's remove the redo logs as well. Okay. Now we are just left with bctl.sql, right? Okay, simulate to complete. So question 5 is done. Now let's do question 6. What's the first thing we want to create? Hello? You see, it won't let me connect to the database. I have to shut down our board first. It won't let me because it crashed. The database crashed. Okay. What do we need to do? Can I start the instance?
No.
Right. Why?
You lost your P file and your SP file.
Exactly. I lost my P file, and so I need to
create them.
Yes. Create or restore.
Restore.
Right. Restore SP file from auto backup. Let's try that. Oracle not available. Share memory under access. Actually, I should still be able to restore the SP file. Okay. It won't let me restore the SP file. Actually, I think maybe it's because I shut down the database outside of Arman. If I shut it down aboard from here, I would have been able to restore the SP file. So since I don't have it, I'm going to have to specify the backup location, right? So we backed up the SP file to /aura-data list, and then global back. list. Okay, we have the SP file right here. So we can connect back to Arman. Restore SP file from this location. / Aura data / glowback / SP file.aura. It won't let me restore it using Arman. Okay, I just have to CP that SP file to, that's because I shut it down outside from outside. If I shut it down from the database itself, it would not have given that error. Actually, I want to rename it. Let me rename it rather than I'm going to rename it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Init, actually, no. SP file, TLS demo.aura. Let me go to that directory and look at it. Okay, let me rename it. TLS demo.aura. Okay, let's connect Arman. Okay. Now we can start up, no mount. Oh, it's getting slow.
Why are you doing startup no mount?
To start the instance.
Okay.
And then we are going to create the control files.
Okay.
Okay. I see that now. The server is getting really slow.
You know, we can take 30 minutes tomorrow and do it.
Missing or illegal database name. Let me check that SP file. Create P file from SP file. Okay. List cat init tls demo. But it's empty. So that SP file is empty. It's literally empty. How come? This is the SP file we just copied from the backup location. cd/ora data. Yes.
The SP file doesn't look like it's empty.
Yeah, the SP file is not empty. When we create SP file from P file, it's empty. Create P file from SP file. Init TLS demo. It's literally empty.
Still empty.
So it means that this is not the SP file read by the instance. It's reading another SP file.
Lord, a quick question.
Yes.
Why you look just the name you say is
Excuse me?
How you know you look just the name like the people you say empty.
What do you mean?
Like you not check like a cat for VI, maybe for C inside the file.
I'm not following. I'm not following.
There's zero there, Farid.
Zero.
It says zero. Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you see the zero?
Yes, because zero. I know it's
Oh,
empty.
yeah. Okay, my bad. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. But it looks like the SP file is not reading. Okay, let's do this. Create. Wait, let me actually create a working directory. Okay. And then connect back. Create P file equals, right? Open strings / init tls demo.ora from SP file equals, I'm not sure about that equal statement. Let me see. Because I think that's the only way to get this done. Error in identifying /user1/dbs. Oh, I didn't give you the right name. Product /sp file tls-demo.ora. File created. Thank God, right? Okay. But the init TLS demo would still be empty. Wow, that's actually a DBA problem. I cannot see the parameter. I cannot see which P file it's using. I've never had that issue before. Let's see, connect back to the connection is so slow. Recover SP file. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Even though it's not specifying, you just put the credential, sys contact one at TLS DMO, and then specify catalog. Error from target. Don't let me connect my tab. Oh, I need to put slash catalog. Let's see. I'm trying to connect. It won't let me connect to TLS DMO actually, using the credential. And the SP file is gone. This is just crazy. Because I'm not saying anything.
I'm thinking about
Excuse me?
No, I'm trying to.
The thing is that thing we did it this morning, fine. But it's giving head problems now, which is good. That's how we learn. It failed to create the SP file. This morning, all we did was restore SP file from auto backup, and it created it. But here, when we try to restore SP file from auto backup, it failed. Create restore SP file from auto backup. Oracle not available. But the database was very much shut down when we created SP file from auto backup. And we even specify the path of the auto backup itself, of the backup location, it still gives the same error. So cd/oradata/global back. Okay, let me connect back to Arman. Create SP file from open strings, the backup location. Actually, I need to specify the name. Okay. This is the control file. This is the SP file. Okay. Restore SP file from /oradata. It seems like something was wrong with CLS, that database. The backup location itself. Okay, let me put a backup location here. /oradata/global / I know this is for control file, but normally we had SP file.or. Can restore the SP file. Let me move it back to the backup location. CP Oracle underscore home / DBS / SP file TLS demo .aura to here. Okay, and I'm going to change the name to spfile.aura. That's the name we gave it, right? Okay, spfile.aura. Oof. Coming back to Armor. This doesn't make sense to me. Why would they expect us to be able to restore the SP if we can't restore it? Means that's because we don't have it. It doesn't make any sense to me what's happening here. This is crazy. Restore SP file. Oh, I see why it's not reading. Let me see it again. Let me see the SQL statement. Did we back it up as copy? We just back it up, backup SP file, not as copy. Jesus. Backup as copy SP file. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. For that specific case, it's good to always back. I thought it was backup as copy. Okay. I'm just going to do a point in time recovery for this because it's getting late and it's the weekend. Image copy. There's no image copy in here. Okay, let me check this one. There's no image copy in here. Let's go to my backups. There's no backup in here. CD backup. Okay, so CD to TLS demo. Okay, actually we have hot TLS demo. Listed. Okay, and we don't have much choice but to copy it to back to /oradata /TLS demo. And that's going to take a while because it's almost 10.
Emerald, so is this gonna restore the P file and the SP file as well? Or?
No, for the P file and for the SP file, we can simply, you remember what we did. Okay, let's restore it. We are going to restore it that way. We are going to go to the logs, the trace file. User 1. APP. 201, APP, Oracle.
Job.
Okay, next, JAG, RDBMS. Wait, what am I doing? Yes.
You said Chris, right?
Yes, RDBMS. Okay, I'm not, okay, TLSDMO,
Chris.
please, trace. Yeah, it's taking a while. It should be all the way down. Okay. Now we should be able to get the SP file from here. We are going to get the SP file from here, the P file from here, and then go from there. It's crazy how we are getting worst case scenarios this evening. Okay, anyway, next class we'll do it. We'll go over the thing again. Okay, so here we have the P file, so that while it's downloading, we are going to create the SP file. Funny enough, right? But we can actually just put it like this, and that's it. In the database, and that's it. Okay, so we have the information for our P file. I think I opened 2 terminals. Okay, where's the second one? Okay. Exit, CD, Oracle _ home / DBS. List. Now let's VI init TLS DMO.aura. Insert, paste. Okay. Save. Okay.
Now you can create the
Right.
SP file from P file.
SP file from P file. And I'm going to create P file from SP file again. Now, you guys remember what it looks like when I VI'd it, when I put it inside. Now, when I'm going to cut it, you see that it looks back to normal, or almost normal, right? Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's
Question.
connect it. Yes,
What's
start
the
up.
disadvantage of just doing it this way, like just copying from a previous backup?
What do you mean that's a point in time recovery?
Oh, it is a point in
Because,
time.
yes, that's a point in time recovery because Arman, wait, I thought I could start up no mount. I just wanted to mount it.
So how do you know that the data files are like the data files that we did the point in time recovery is the same, goes with this P file?
Because it's the latest P file that was created. Oh yeah. One moment. Let me see. This command right here, since we have the P file now, we don't need that. Can Control C that. And let's go to /oradata /TLS DMO. Okay. I'm going to remove again the database file. I'm going to remove them. And I'm also going to remove the log files. Okay, now I'm going to connect to Arman. Creating the P file was problematic here.
Well, why is it bringing?
Excuse me?
So why is it blinking like that?
She's looking for the command she used before.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking for the command. Okay. Startup, no mount. Okay, I'm not connected here. Don't tell me that was the problem all this time, please. No, I don't think that was the problem.
The connection is bad.
Yeah, the connection is really bad.
Mhm.
Okay, not mounted. Okay. So from here, what I'm going to do is to restore the control file. So restore control file from auto backup. If it allows me to do it, it should be able to restore. If it doesn't allow you to press no auto backup found or specify 100 is not valid piece of copy. So from auto backup, it didn't go through. So I'm going to go to check the file location itself, and it's in /oradata/global back.
In this case, the auto backup should need to be on, right?
Excuse me?
In this case, the auto backup need to be on.
Right. I guess it was not. Okay, that's the control file. So we want to get it from here, right? So I'm going to connect, and I'm going to put restore control file, restore control file from open strings. I'm going to put the full path of the control file and try to restore it with that control file. So you specify the path of the control file that you want to use to restore. Okay, it's done. The control file are restored. Let's go back to /oradata/tlsdmo. Let's list it. Okay, our control files are there. So now we want to recover the data files, all the data files. Let's connect back to Arman. And then we are going to restore the database to a specific point in time. Let's say to yesterday or to today at 12. Let me see. We have the comment here. Okay, so here, this is the set until time, right? And then you open the double string 2_date, you specify the date. So you want to do the point in time to 12:00 from today, yesterday. I mean today, right? Earlier today. And you see that after I'm specifying the NLS, right? So the date, the format, the month, the year, the minute, and the second. So you can put it in any order you want. You can start with the month, you can start with the year. Are we good? Mm-hmm. And then restore database, recover database, after database, open reset logs. So this is how you do a point in time recovery using Arman. So it's going to perform a point in time recovery. I forgot to mount the database. Okay, alter database mount. The database needs to be mounted first. Okay. So now I'm going to restore the database and recover it. And it's going to look like the way it did at 12 yesterday. I mean, today at 12, at noon, yes. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes. So we are doing all this. I mean, it's good when we run into stuff. It's good to. It's best to run into it.
Now see how we do the point in time recovery.
That's what we are doing now, right? The point in time recovery. Okay, it's going to restore everything. So basically, it will restore and just open the database, and the database will be open, and then we'll be able to enjoy our weekend. Okay, let me see the rest of the questions. Okay, using Arman to 10 minutes. That one, it doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It can be any point in time you want. It can be from yesterday, as long as you're doing it with Arman, right? As the database is growing, it needs to be moved to another location. Move the live location. Okay, for that one, okay. Earlier, I was moving, trying to change the name of sysox to sys01. Okay. So I think actually the problem was I forgot to copy. So when you want to move, right, a data file to another, you can copy that file first. I didn't copy that first. So you want to copy that file. So that's why I did with Arman. Arman copied the file to sysox, and then I was able to change the name of the file, right? So for you to move the file to a different location, you first have to copy that file or just move that file to that location. Are we good? And for the space issue, we will do that with Arman. We'll do that on Monday. I think it's going to take a while. 11. And it's on Puri.
Why are you meeting everybody?
What's wrong, Marie? Brian is mad.
It's meeting people. I was asking, there's actually 8 on Canvas. Okay.
Mary, sorry, meaning you were just closer to chair. I was muting the chair.
He wasn't talking though.
I don't know what happened. No, not even now. I didn't mute any person right now. I think it's a connection issue.
That was a good exercise, Mary. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Thank you,
will.
Emerald. My brain is hot right now.
It's okay. It will get in by the grace of God.
No, I need to take one liquor. See how I can. Anita, you are the host now. I'm going to work. Emerald, thanks.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night. It's taking a while, so I don't know if we can end it here, and then Anita, you just let people know that it went through. But the thing is that it's putty. We should have done it on VNC actually.
So do you think that VNC is faster than putty?
No, VNC is not fast. Actually, VNC is kind of slow a little bit. But the thing with VNC is that even if you shut down your database, even, for example, if I lose my
okay, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yes, connection issues and
It
stuff.
will stay there. It will stay on VNC.
Right. Okay. So I've just seen something here, but it's interesting. So there are multiple ways to get your SP file back, but you can also do it with and I wanted you to see that how to do that with Arman, but for some reason. I wonder if we can use Arman multiple times, like from different screens. Let me just try it. Yeah, it's copying system. It's still copying system. Slowly but surely.
So that means you cannot open you cannot work on Arman on two screens. You won't let you do it.
It's not safe. I would rather not take the risk. Yeah, actually, it should be done with system already.
System is heavy.
Yes.
Emil, can you please explain the parallelism again, please?
Okay, parallelism is, for example, parallelism are permanent, so it's you configure them on Arman, right? So you can set a parallelism to 2 or 3 so that if there is a job that's being done, it would be done through 3 different processes, basically. It will go through 3 different channels. You see what I mean? So instead of going through 1 channel, it will be faster. It would be like, let me use an example. Like, it's like when you move out of somewhere, right? Instead of doing it alone, you're doing it with other people, right? It's faster. So that this is basically what parallelism is. When you set it, there are different channels that are allocated so that every time you would perform a task, for example, multiple channels would be doing it at the same time.
So that means when we allocated the channel for I think it was the first question. That was a parallelism.
No, that was temporary because you see that we allocate channel and then we release channel. So it's only for the run command, within the run command. So we allocate a channel and then we end it. As soon as the run command is done, the run block, that's it. That those channels don't exist anymore. But the channels that are created when you configure the parallelism, they remain there. They are always there.
Oh, okay, I got it down.
Makes sense? Yes. So that's basically the difference. Actually, that's not yours. My bad. Okay, now it's taking care of CSOX. You see all the time it took just to restore system. No, I don't think you're going to make it.
How long did he take? Let me see the time.
Let me list. Well, CSOX is now around. Okay. Actually, it might be done with CSOX. It's taking a while. And can you imagine that here we are doing it on the computer, right? I mean, we are still practicing, but it can, I think being a DBA is a stressful job. So it's really good to know what you're doing, have your script, and quickly know how to fix an issue. Even if you encounter an issue, know how to quickly fix it.
Emerald,
Yes.
I have another question. I know
So,
the last time you said the incremental, the level 0 backup is the same as a full backup, right?
I almost say that.
Different. But there's a difference there. I don't really know what is the difference.
Okay, the difference is that a level 0 backup is a backup that is prepared for level 1 incremental backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a full backup cannot be part of an incremental backup strategy, right? So if you have a backup strategy, you cannot just issue backup full database, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that put backup database incremental level 1. You cannot do that.
Oh,
right? You can't. It has to be first incremental level 0 and then incremental level 1.
okay.
Yes. So, for example, in that case, in the script that you guys created, instead of putting, if you wanted to add incremental, you had to put level 0 incremental first before putting the incremental level 1.
Mm-hmm.
When you put incremental full backup, it would have been an invalid backup strategy, a wrong backup strategy. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, it's 10:20 already, so I think it's best if we just go over it again next class. So you guys can practice it at home this weekend.
Okay.
And then, so that if you have questions, it would be best to just do it again. And Anissa, don't worry, it will be fixed. I mean, it's running. But by the time you connect tomorrow, you'll see that the database will be open.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Emerald. Thank you so
And
much.
take your exams.
Yes.
Which
Please.
exam? We did it already. Which one?
OCA,
Yeah.
yes.
I am OCD already. I'm OCD.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Our group, everyone for our group take it. Maybe only we are 10, but I think maybe eight already get it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, maybe two persons is missing too, but we're gonna make everything.
Yeah, make sure they
100%.
Yes, yes, that's
Okay.
good.
Thank you, Mero. You are doing a great job. Somebody appreciate you. Somebody in France, in Paris, when he watched your video, he said you are very, 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 very. I don't know how to say that in English.
Thank you.
Yeah, you impressed him. He said, "Wow!" I say you're a student. Yeah, student. Yeah. He said gonna hire you. I met you left America. I said never.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Sakisa International. Oof. Sakisa.
Okay, I'm gonna end it. Can I end the